Okay. I should be careful with my chair. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to another Arknights Endfield live stream. Not specifically for the game, but it is based around the game at this point. As you can see here, this is going to be a video. Go to this one, because yeah, that would be the full video. There we go. Full screen there. This is off of the trailer, not just say PV 15-minute showcase thing. They do in the CN version, which I guess they're trying to do for the EN version for Enfield. Regardless, they just released this probably not too long ago. I don't know when. When was it? 16 minutes ago. 16 minutes ago as of we're currently streaming right now. And we're going to be reacting over to the Arknights Endfield gameplay demo 3. Hopefully this impresses me enough to make me excited. We'll see. I looked a little bit into it, like a few seconds. I was like, okay, I probably should do a live stream reaction, because yesterday I did the reaction to the trailer and whatnot. Now, a lot of people have been saying all sorts of different things when it comes to the play tests that they're going to be doing. Some people say it's limited. Some people say it's not limited. I don't fucking know at this point. So, who knows about that? Now, of course, there's some people that commented in the last video. I want to mention some stuff. Of course, I strongly recommend watching throughout the entire video. Both last video, if you were watching that, watch to the very end, and possibly this video, because I just don't stop streaming when it comes to the video specifically. After the sign up, I did go back and look through the trailer and talk about some more stuff that I noticed, mentioned, or talk about, because the first run through is mostly just to get through the trailer. Okay? For me, with how I am with autism, I can easily notice small details. So there are certain things that I noticed through the trailer that were interesting. Some people mentioned out certain things, and I was like, I actually did see that, and I didn't notice that, and I wasn't going crazy. I did mention that, or it looked like it was Aura's shield, or to an extent. At some point she has a sword. We don't know if it's specifically her, because she also looks a little bit different. So, again, I'm not gonna say it is or not, because who knows? Might be a big spoiler in the future, trying to figure it out. To me, the fact that if we're gonna get another case of clone shenanigans, why her as well? Like, it just kind of opens up what the fuck Hypergriff's doing at this point when it comes to the Arknights lore and story. People are saying that this is a different entire universe. I think that's what they're trying to get at. I mean, if that's the case, they should specifically focus on that than trying to do it as 500 years later. But they retconned that 500 years later, so again, I don't really know what the fuck to say anymore when it comes to Arknights Endfield, and I'm truly kind of, right now, just watching and seeing and going from there. Anyway, the other thing to note is that there are some things that as I already just mentioned, I didn't notice. So I probably will go back through this video, this to note certain specific stuff that I see, and without ahead, to note, I guess we should get into this. I like I said, I did like a few seconds, and I was like, okay, I want to live stream reaction this, because I don't want to say anything yet, but I was like, okay, I probably should. It kind of looks good, but I'm not gonna say anything, because maybe who the fuck knows will change. But from my briefly looked at the comments, people were going crazy, so let's just get into it. Let's just shut up, and let's do this. I'm not going to try to do too much interruptions here, but I'm going to do that regardless. But I will go in depth afterwards if I notice anything specifically. Okay, let's go. Also, I did lower the volume. I don't know. Okay, one thing I want to mention before we get into this. One last thing. The copyright issue that I thought was going to happen did happen, and a lot of people's videos have no audio or has been blocked. It depends upon what the contents creator did. I decided to remove the audio in the section of the original trailer. I'm sorry for all those that wanted to hear what I said, but I did surmise that there's going to be copyright issues, and there was. That's Star Set for you, so I'm not really surprised. Anyway, let's get back into it. Okay. I mean, a lot of it right now just looks like Genshin with Zenless Zone Zero. Which, I understand what they're going for, because that's like the most simplest way for mobile as well, but... Not Toronto, people. Okay. I mean, I like how... there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to say because I'm already noticing so many stuff. Like there's like a huge cloud of danger and destruction at the very top there, almost look like the original dust cloud from episode 14. I'm already noticing so many things. We're definitely gonna be going back through this. Okay, so we're okay. That's cool. I don't think they're gonna show the sky because there's something up to the top right there. So I'm guessing, or surmising that this might be like a base or town. If there are towns scattered throughout, be intriguing. Be something different than I mean, it'd be kind of similar to Genshin, but I feel like Genshin doesn't really do a good job with town systems, in my opinion. Okay, I'm seeing a lot better stuff than the beta for the other one, the other gameplay beta they had. Animations, I think these all do animations. Unless I'm mistaken, but... Okay, the panda. Obviously, this is a different language, so I don't know the name, and I don't know if they show the name here, but a lot of people are going crazy for this panda. But I'm expecting this because Genshin, if Genshin can do it, they can do it. But these, I think, actually kind of look better than Genshin's. And then the Zenless Zone Zero thing. They're copying from that. Okay. Mostly referencing the animations here. They look pretty. They're not bad. Okay, graphics. I mean, looks better than Pokemon. That tells you like I play some open worlds, but like I'm not like I can recognize that this is open world as well. Okay, Powered, almost. Like, that reminds me of Powered a little bit. Except you're just teammates. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Because I don't think you want me to speak on everything I notice. Okay. So I'm guessing with E2 artwork, you'll see it on the bottom left and in through the cutscenes. Okay, I'm not seeing what I didn't like, but I wonder if that's different for enemies, no? So it seems like there's no longer a... No, never mind. Okay, so it is there, but it's different UI. This looks a lot better than the past gameplay, for sure. When it comes to UI and how it looks for the enemy. Because I thought it looked generic, the last gameplay set. This looks, in terms of like the HP bar and the bar when the enemy gets stunned, looks way better. Now, of course, I wasn't able to play it originally, so I can't say much about the whole factory system when it comes to the game. So I can't really say much about this. But I am noticing that in terms of like decal,
没有危险性。
how the like everything looks, it is better than last set of gameplay they had for the last beta. And by the way, this is on the official Endfield YouTube, so you don't have to watch me watch it. Just for those that are like curious, I think it'd be kind of obvious, but. Makes me wonder, in the future, would we be able to make farms like in Raw? Because I know in Raw, even though I haven't gone that far, you can make farms for animals and materials. I know they have the factory system, but... And I don't know if there is like a farm system to it, but... If there is it, I kind of hope there is. Okay, interesting. So it's almost similar. Okay. So you don't have to fight them directly. I mean, in theory, someone could do a playthrough and just have towers play the entire game. That sounds stupid, but I could see someone doing it.
Huh? 那边似乎有什么东西。太好了。
that kind of reminds me of like putting towers or building blocks to help yourself out later in like at a certain point against a certain difficult scenario. And it reminds me of the game I've been playing recently, like a couple days ago, Planet Centauri, where you can place blocks to help yourself not take damage from traps in a dungeon. Similar to Terraria, it is like a lot of inspiration from Terraria, by the way. I'm talking about Planet Centauri here. But anyway. Okay. We have a new character here. Not someone I recognize. Because I know there's another character aside from the green-haired person that I saw in the trailer that I wondered if it was that rat girl from the promotional image. Or is it Rat or Zalak? More so. Okay, I'm not surprised seeing this because having some inspiration from your own country, like China, not too surprised. My guess is this is probably connected to Yen in some way. We have possibly all Yen based off from Yen characters. We have the Panda, we have Chin's relative, and I don't know about the green-haired dude. I mean, who knows? I'm not gonna speculate too much here. I'm assuming it's probably from like in the future Yen.
我知道这东西珍贵，但又觉得十分玄乎。
So I'm gonna assume there's probably gonna be biomes open here. So I'm guessing like, in a sense, not so much biomes, but like areas that could be considered biomes, but like specific areas that are like based around past culture of originally like Terra. Arknights, no more Arknights here. An image. Excuse me. Got to Terra. I mean to Talos too. Maybe so much influence of the land from their own, from where they're from. Creates the scenario where all this land here is similar to what Yen was. Speculation, honestly, but that's what I'm assuming that how it's gonna play out. I also noticed that the voice from like Mission Accomplished is for that. like getting into that area there. Interesting detail. So you can manually do it. Okay. So there is farming. Cool. There is some farming aspect, not just from crops, hopefully with animals too, and breeding and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna fully utilize that fast transport system, because I might generally just walk my way through. At some point, I probably would, assuming that I end up playing this game a lot. But I think for a long time, I probably won't. Just because sometimes I just like to walk, especially if I could get resources. But that's just me anyway. Don't know how the whole respawn resource system works in this game, so it's just honestly at that point speculation. Not so much combat. They are really focusing a lot on the whole building system and factory systems in place and just throwing things around, which I think is fair. I'm kind of hoping that they eventually focus a lot more on gameplay. Not gameplay and fighting, my bad. Was that? Who was that in the corner there? Was that like a random person or was that Angelina? Yeah, so okay, that's what I'm assuming, is that characters that you are pretty much have in your party, you can see around, or maybe specifically main characters, maybe? I don't know. That probably was Angelina in that other room. So I'm guessing that's a trust support thing. Hey, welcome to the stream, Maroon. Okay, that's not... I know there was another room over there. Was that her that I saw, or was that... I need to watch back and see if it was this room that I saw, or is it a different room. Okay, so you can assign people. So I'm guessing that's why they're there, because they assigned them. Did you sign up for the beta? Well, I signed up for it. Don't know if I'm going to get into it, because a lot of people are saying that everyone gets access. Then there's a lot of people are saying that, it's limited access. Well, the main site, like the main FAQ says it's limited access. So I'm not entirely certain on if it's full access or limited access. But from what I also heard from that FAQ, that there's going to be more of these to come in terms of signing up like for a beta play. Yeah, that's what I assume, is that this is the base. Tired? I'm guessing this is like a effort. It's kind of similar to the base in Arknights, where characters get tired after a certain point. That might be what's happening here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Or maybe it's just like a story thing, and you could just help them out in that point. Okay, big question is, can you date? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You know, I would be surprised. I would definitely be surprised if they add some dating system into the game, or a marriage system, like is there a lane? People would go insane if that would be the case. I doubt that would happen, but that would be insane. But there's the trust system, so I don't think that would be the case. Especially, it's just so meta-like, I wish they make it more cozy. Maybe in the future, maybe with additional, like, so I guess at one point I did see Effia there. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, they could probably make it so that you could add themes to the ship, so that, in theory, you can change how the interior design a little bit. Maybe in the future they could do that, but... Oh, we're at the end here. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I know they have, like, in terms of, like, the PC requirements there. So, like, if you don't have strong enough PC requirements, I'm gonna assume you're gonna lag. Beats a thing like Arknights. But anyway. So I'm assuming at certain parts in the story, you can give gifts to characters that increase their trust, I'm assuming, a lot more than usual. That's what I'm gonna assume here. Okay, so, okay. I need to look back here, because I know the character... Here. Okay, so I want to mention this, before we mention that, I want to get back to the specific point. Yeah, right here. A little bit further back. Because I know the camera pans. Yeah, right there. That's what I thought I saw. Yeah, so Angelina's in this room. It showcases what characters are assigned here. This is the case throughout all of these others here. You have that one chick later on. You have Angelina. I mean, my PC's good enough to play, but remember the Factory looks like a Satisfactory game. I haven't really played a Satisfactory game, that game specifically. I know that's a specific game. Even on this survey, they had listed if you played it before or not. But I played Mob Factory. That's not as PC intensive, but who knows? I don't know if they're gonna even have settings to adjust quality. But yeah, as I assumed, so yeah, Angelina, you have the new character and the character from the last beta. With new characters, by the way. Gotcha. Ouch. Okay. Smug. Okay. I don't think there's really much else to know. I'm assuming there might be multiple levels to this. And we're barely getting like a huge in depth, but maybe I'm incorrect. Okay, I don't know. Is there anything else to note? Let's go back here, because there was something I saw at the very beginning here that made me go, huh? Oh yeah, around here. Right here. Right there. There we go. So right here, I noticed this instantly, and I was like, that looks awfully familiar. I don't think it is what I'm thinking, but it definitely gives me, like, feelings of, like, Legends Arceus, where you have, like, the rift at Mitt's Coronet, in a sense. Maybe not exactly like that, but something's going down, or some phenomenon is happening way in the distance, and it's cool to see. This is like the only part of like where you see this. It does not show this again anywhere in the trailer. Just want to mention that I saw that. At one point I thought maybe Origium, like how like you had the whole like shard thing. There's a little bit of coloring that reminds me of that. I don't think that's exactly what's happening here, but it's on the trailer video. I assume it's a story. Possibility? I don't know. But that's just at this point I can only guess and theorize. I know there is the explosion, and you had that whole thing with the girl with that like crystal that girl had in that last trailer, but at this point we can just only assume. Discard Lifeng. Gotcha. You know what? I should probably get into the website here. So just to be on the safe side, we'll remove that because I don't want to show too much or something. Let me move this over here. Actually, I could probably get to it through. Do they have a link? Yes. Open link in a new tab. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna assume that there is that this is like an E2 type deal, like this E1 and E2 artwork. I could be incorrect, but seems like they still have the whole E2 type of artwork signature they do in Arknights on the beta trailer. We did watch the beta release trailer thing in yesterday night, morning. It was like 10, something like that. Okay. Ooh, okay. The berry. Okay, I don't think I've really written to depth into the operators because I never really had a need to. I still don't, but I didn't really know that she was a lit by. Okay. Chin Kwanui. I did not realize she was still called Chin. Is it just because that's her, like, kind of like a... Is that... Okay. That's why the red sky thing appears on the beta trailer. Oh, gotcha. I'll look into that later. Maybe. Okay, I thought that this was, like, originally, she was related to, like, Chin of Arknights, but I don't know if it's because she's related, she'll keep some of her name type deal. Is, like, Chin supposed to be, like, a name to pass down in the ages type deal in the family? Is that what I'm assuming here? Or is this so, I know that from what I understand, what people have said, he is supposed to be related to actual Chin, but I don't know if we actually got the full name of normal Chin. Interesting to know. Wolfguard Lupo. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's somehow related to Red. Strength is everything, but tell us too, you can't live without it. So, as a young mercenary living in the fringes of civilization, Wolfguard is already very familiar with the most cynical nature of humanity. And insanity instead gives him a maturity that goes far beyond his age. Will not actively pick a fight with others. If he has doubts, he will simply question things in his own special way. Stealth and recon combat operations. Okay, Da Pan. The one character that I know certain people would go crazy for, but some people can't play the game for obvious reasons. Health-related issues, mostly speaking here. For that specific individual I'm referencing to. But anyway. Ursus? Is that mostly just referring to the fact he's a bear? Let me look at the Arknights here. Gilberta? Makes me think that, while I'm at it, I'm gonna try to move this over here so you guys can see. Move this over here. Right there should be fine. It's Panda. The Pan. Ah, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. For that, let me see here. I know it's a panda, but I don't believe specifically being panda makes you the Ursus race. That's something I'm going to look into here with Feeder. I don't remember Feeder being Ursus as a race, but I'm double checking. Okay. Worked at the Hashong Academy of Science. Uche is her full name. I'm assuming that I don't think. Okay. I don't know at this point. Like, I'm going back and forth if the people are just related, or if this is just an entirely different universe at this point. I don't know. That's the issue I'm still trying to figure out, because now with everything that's been happening, it's like, is this entirely different universe, or is this actually in the future? They retconned the 500 years bit, so I don't know what Hypergriff's like cooking up here when it comes to story. Okay, feeder. Feeder, gender. Okay. So, okay, I guess I just never realized that. So she's still considered Ursus race, even though she is not from Ursus. So, okay. That's something I just gotta remember in my mind. So, yeah, because he's a bear, even though he's a panda, and pandas are mostly in China for the most part, and are mostly referenced as from China. Yeah, okay, makes sense. The cantina, make a few dishes and quick and easy. So he's also a pretty good cook. Gotcha. Love Fang. Okay. Interesting that they don't separate his name. Because I know someone in chat already did, like... Yeah, Le Feng is a space in between, but they decided not to do that. Interesting decision, but... Time skip? I don't know anymore. I personally don't. Because there's a lot of people who are thinking it's like a entirely different universe. Like, it's not from the same universe, everything's different than what you expect. And then, I was originally the thought process that this is like in the future. But there's a lot of things that I'm like, is it the whole... We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll finally get the answer here when we get to later on characters. The thing of the ruling guards reporting for duty. Members because he turns to the thing that happened after the kids are ruling. However, over incident caused his arm and took the life of his parents. Oh, he has a robot arm. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so he's 16. Interesting. This is one nation. Deep thoughts and emotions. Okay. Yahi. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the same character that we've seen before. Sarkaz. Okay, we share the same knowledge and fate. Matherin vibes would quickly reveal the affiliation with the Cabal of Tranquility. Huh? So... she's not a Sancta, but some people are saying that she has the vibes of her. Okay. Even though technically, yes, Sarkat... fuck, my name... No, I already met... I am butchering names now. Well, Shakta was originally, like... at one point was a race of the Sarkaz, but they split apart. So... interesting. Don't know if that's the case with this universe or not. But it's unique. I prefer combat like whoa. Arknights combat is not bad, but the multiplayer like aspect is. We're like Arknights. I mean, obviously Endfield I don't think has the multiplayer, but yeah, the thing is, it kind of makes sense for them not to fully release. Like, I wanted them to fully release or keep the Icebreaker as a permanent thing, because it wasn't bad compared to what they did for Rainbow Six Siege. But they could always, I guess they didn't want to keep it there so that they continue to improve on it, which is fair enough if they want to eventually release a permanent version of it. So is Yahe essentially... My brain is being stupid with names right now. Going back into Arknights because I'm forgetting names. I don't think so. Actually, I think she's gonna be playable. I don't think she's... I didn't even notice the faction here. I gotta make note of the factions because this is completely different. She almost kind of a little bit here with tech savvy girl, but I don't know if that's really gonna be the full thing she's gonna be about. More operators in the future betas, are they allergic or something? I mean, we have 1, 2, 3. Like, we already have 3 characters right there. I mean, it's not like we don't have males. I mean, personally, we have those 3. We have the white-haired dude. We have the sword dude. So about 5 so far out of... I would say that's pretty good for a gacha. Just from my experience in playing other games and other gachas. It's 1,000 years after Arknights. I know they said 500 originally, which they just completely removed that to say in the future. So I don't know. But yeah, so she kind of reminds me a little bit of Closure in the fact that she seems to be tech savvy, but not to the exact degree, but something interesting to note. Okay. Let me go back to here. Hong Sheng, which I'm guessing is like the lung of this place here. Same deal. Endfield Industries. Wait, is Wolf Gold from... No, must be a different Lupo then. Or maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe they completely overhauled him. Because he originally was a sword, right? Am I going crazy here? Because he originally was a sword, and that's how he was fighting? Then they completely changed him so he owns guns? Is that what's happening here and I just completely missed that? Okay, interesting decision. Okay. Goes okay as before. Yeah. Okay, Order the Steel Oath Shankta. Okay. So, Cape of Tranquility, is it going to be... I'm going to assume this might be similar to... Since I'm in here right now, Archives Network. Where is it? It's not really showing me the name. So is the Cable of Tranquility the Followers group? Is it gonna be similar to that? Theory. That's just a theory. Don't think that's great, but... I don't know. It was all in a different language, so I can't be much of a help. You can view it on the actual Arknights Endfield official YouTube channel, but... Anyway, awaiting command. Ember, okay. What's the organization known as the Order of Steel? I know Tribulation. She visited the Civilization band after accepting an invitation to join. However, if someone starts talking about the combat to use the Ember, she will give earnest support. Okay. Arklet. Am I incorrect? Okay, just a sec. So I don't show things I don't want to show. I'm gonna do this. Is this who I think it is? Let me get me a picture out. There we go. Okay, that's mostly so I can not accidentally show something, so I'm gonna bring this back up. So is this chick? This? Let me get to a better shot. I'm gonna have to shorten this out. There we go. I'm assuming that these two are the same characters here. Okay. So I was correct. So I did see this chick in the trailer, because she was in the trailer with the thing. Wait, okay. In the last trailer, not this trailer that we just watched. The last trailer. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on here. Okay, Fiane, or I have no idea how to pronounce this A and E that are together. Fiane? Is that how it is? Fiane? Circuit? That's probably not correct. But Caranta race. I'm assuming that's... Let me double check here with other operators. The guy from KFC? Oh, right, it's the Colonel Sanders, probably the head official. Right here. There we go. Yeah. I can definitely understand that thought process. Okay. Going through his horse? Oh. Okay. That didn't come to mind at all. I thought there for a minute that she was like, with the original image here, I thought she would look like a mouse or something. But, okay. Gotcha. Is a Shapta of the Fiane circuit. She is currently partnering the Endfield Industries as a technical consultant. So okay. It should be like fire over and illumination. Okay, Levitain. I know who this is gonna be. Wowzers. They went ham on her base look. Gosh damn. Gosh dang. Yeah, that was my first thought process. Obviously, I know I remember Zelex, but not the horse. I don't. But yeah, Surtur going from this to that is complete overhaul. But yeah, this is... I want to say, okay, this right now pretty much confirms to me that this is a different universe. This is definitely a different universe. Firelight of Ruin. Levitain is a Rhodes Island operator assigned to Endfield Industries when she served as a specialist operator following the framework agreement between two companies. With Warfront? Okay, no, this is the same universe. Warfarin. Now, you see, this is why I'm confused, because they keep going back and forth, like, okay, Levitain, this seems like a new character. But then we see Warfarin. I don't know. People are going back and forth. Like, people are really heavily saying this is a different universe. Some people are saying it's in the future. So this might be OG Surtur? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Some people are saying different universe, so I can't really say. Well, I want to say this. 500 years from now has been retconned by Hypergriff themselves. They actually removed that. So, no. I'm not going to say 500 years from now, because that was retconned. That's the issue. They're retconning a lot of stuff. And changing a lot of stuff. It's a reincarnation. Let's just say that. I don't know. Actually, I like the theory that she remembers who she is. She calls herself Levitain. That makes more sense than different universe. and it's still kind of being the same character, same universe, I think that works as being just remembering who she was. Okay, this is okay. Once been years in North to carry out a solo field mission thanks to her strong kills. Are we gonna get like a similar like layout in terms of the map? Like North is going to be heavily filled with the collapse? Probably not, but maybe there's a reference to that with her having a story in IS4. That's just a little theory I cooked up, but it's been years in the North. Interesting thing they mention here. Nothing is confirmed again. Yeah. I feel like this is probably more accurate to what they want to do. But yeah, we can take it with a grain of salt for now, and we'll see. IS4 and Arknights? Yes. I literally have... I have not finished with IS4 because I still have to do... the... deep exploration. But I did all the monthlies, I did all the bosses. Yesterday that showed the date, and if the date system in that thing is correct, then it would be 800 years. Well, we already we probably will be because Ember is Shankta. So, I mean, you're not completely incorrect. She is Sancta race. I mean, she has the ring above her head. Anyway, as I think would melt by the time they reach Warframe, I'll just eat them myself. Well, she still has her ice cream habits, so that's not been too crazy. On this for ice cream. Okay. Yvonne. Okay. Rory. My brain's being stupid class. I know that's like maybe lizard or something similar to that. I am. Gotta go here. Let me double check. My brain, hopefully I'm not incorrect. No. No. What would be... What was it? I'm doubly checking sure here because I know there's like small set of races. Let me see here. Estelle, is she? No, she's still okay. Rory, was that? Wyvern. Okay, yeah. That's why. Like she in the trailer, she had a tail, so I thought originally she was probably like maybe like a lizard or something. But okay. Gotcha. We don't, like, do we have any lizards? I mean, there's Liscom with Wyvern. Don't know if there's... Is there any others? I can't think of off the top of my head. Okay. The one that, I know a lot of people are using as thumbnails. New official? Sure, yeah. Bionic Industries rare. Aethercide, an unknown and dangerous world, but the unknown is always exciting, right? Scientists from the tech. I don't. Oh. You would skip academic conferences to buy fashion magazines and popular albums. Bagpipe and Soleil. I don't think. Honestly, when I look at them, I don't think that instantly, so. No, college. Yeah, she's gonna be clickbait girl. I mean, just look at her, how she is and what they show off for her body figure. She's definitely gonna be clickbait girl. Okay. So mostly from. Okay, makes sense. No shine. Okay. I think at this point, this alone, we can probably confirm it's a different universe, where this beta is going to be based around a different universe. Okay, Snowshine. No frigid cold or blizzard is going to stop me. I'll be at your most reliable shield. Snowshine is a roadside operator assigned to the field, which serves as search and rescue. SAR, specialist following the framework agreement between the two companies. For unknown reasons, the polar region remains a forbidden area to humanity. However, is a special reason to frontier research. She'll be used a lot in the ads for the bait. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be really honest, she is like the so close but yet so far type deal here. Yeah, she's definitely gonna be another bait character. Yeah. Wait. Hypergriff! I just thank you for pointing that out. Hypergriff. Granted, let's look here because okay, Endfield, Rhodes Island, yeah, okay, interesting. I didn't notice that with Lavertine also. So is Rhodes? Now you got me even more confused. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to see more lore and go from there. Because it's like, I want to say in the future, but like a lot of this is like, oh, hey, this could be close to being different reality, but then it's like, I think, I'm gonna say this right now. This is probably descended from Aurora. Don't know much else, but I think that's just a safe bet. Now, I didn't realize the Rhodes Island part at all for some of these. It kind of skipped, like, this went over my head because there's a difference between, you know, Endfield Industries, and then you have Rhodes Island. It's like, how is Rhodes Island going to fit into this? That's what I'm going to say. Brilliant lights of Talos remind me of the great auras that I once witnessed. I just want to see Kelsey. I mean, they already did. Like in the very first trailer, you wake up with Kelsey and I can't remember who else. But it's like a different looking Kelsey. Because I mean, the whole lore is that she reincarnates, and she's gonna die here soon in the main lore of Arknights because she's infected. But she can't really die because she kind of reincarnates. So it's weird, but once you realize that, like, it makes sense that what we see earlier, I think, I'm gonna say this right now, Kelsey is probably still the leader of Rhodes Island. Yeah, there's a lot of other places that it's Kelsey. I mean, she looks very closely to Kelsey. I don't think there's any confirmation. That is a fair thing to note. But that's my guess. We'll see. Okay. Gilberta. The used to be clone, now maybe not clone because they're changing things, is what I'm hearing from chat earlier on. Someone said that they changing even things for Gilberta here, or used to be Angelina. Okay, greeting. Okay, so is Rhodes Island. Where she is. Greetings, Endman. Oh, you are the smell of nostalgia and hopelessness? Like an incomplete letter destined for a special place? I wonder where that might be. Rita is a roadside operator to nostalgia and homesickness? Interesting. Okay, Gilbert says the roadside operator assigned to, she serves as a following messenger upon the framework between two companies. Gilbert says extraordinary talent, stories, arts, very receptionist arts. She wants me to. Boyfriend didn't respond to her guests. I didn't feel good. Okay, now delivering intel escort missions. But really is, yeah. The multiple bases and outposts of duties often require her to travel along the boundaries between the civilization band and the frontier. We really enjoy the job. Recently, she's even started asking for more challenging missions. But also brought her deep nostalgia. Warfarin Deep Nostalgia. At this point, I think this is the future, but I don't know what to say, because I don't think this is a clone shenanigan anymore. Because I feel like they would probably bring that up if that was the case. Oh, did he just bring a bright future to me? Riff, I think this is writing is just kinda ass, right? I mean, kinda. I think this is mostly because they probably need better translators. You gotta realize is that Hype with Yostar, they've kind of did a better or decent job due to the fact that I think they have over time have gone better with translation, but Cold's Island now? Possibility. Good possibility. That would be interesting. Okay, last one is Alvrina? Okay, it's the rabbit chick. The cactus chick. By the way. And you talk about like from episode 14. I mean, I think that's the last episode. Unless you're somehow talking about the future side chapter that we have yet. In that case, like I know what you're talking about. I don't know about other people, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's gonna really be a lot of spoilers with Endfield now, because I don't know what their goal is here, but yeah, I see what you're saying. That is an interesting thing to bring up too, is the whole Chamber of Commerce. But anyway, with the fact of Priestess and how that could legitimately be like with the Doctor and Priestess being a different universe, and then Doctor being able to go to different universes, that is a possible thing that could happen here. Fellows to General Chamber of Commerce. Oh, Commerce. Okay, Praxis. Greetings, Administrator. I know you would find here. There are times when I really rely on you. Arena is an armed messenger. General Chamber of Commerce. My brain is messed. I'm just gonna say teaches. However, she soon realized that the neon-lit city fought with lies and cracks between people weren't really a good place for her. Lights and ruinous. Okay. Interesting. Well, I can't really say much for her. Is that a Redding Wing? Like, am I saying that? Am I going crazy? Is that a Redding Ring and she's just holding it up? Why? Let me see here. Arena is a comical, confident, and trustworthy lady who can manage. Okay, here's why. Manage various relationships in a sophisticated and professional manner. Interesting. Okay. I feel like she's gonna troll the player with marriage. I have that feeling, but color black is used a lot in these designs. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of black in her. Definitely. Yeah, you're actually kind of spot on with that. Aside from Perculia and the Doctor. No, kinda not. The male has more of a right to it, but they're still black. I guess Perculia is like the only one that's mostly white. I'm sure there's like a bit of blackness or darkness, but that's because she's married. I won't be surprised. We already have our brothers are married, 2 of them actually, yeah. I don't think so, because why would she be holding the wedding ring? I feel like that's an interesting decision in terms of like artwork. My thought process is that because they mentioned that she's good at managing relationships, I'm gonna assume that she helps people get married. That's just an assumption, but maybe she has the ring from someone else that she's holding up because that's kind of part of her job. Marriage counselor? Yeah. And hard for information letter was sent from the airlines that brought her to Endfield Industries. Yeah. I guess that might be her side hobby. Yeah, she does have a lot of letters. Fair. Well, there's also a lot of letters from up here as well. So my guess... I don't know. I mean, it could be. It could be. Focusing on marriage counseling and all that stuff. Could be a play on how bad marriages right now are in certain places in the world. Could be a reference to that, but don't think so fully. Okay. So at this point, I think my best bets when it comes to what's likely going on here at this point in the story, or at least with the story for this game, or Endfield, is that this is probably in the future, especially with if it is 800 years in the future, it's probably in the future, and that, for example, Warframe is still alive, Serta remembers herself and now is named Libertine, and we have characters that may or may not be related. Gilberta, I could say, is a possibility not related. It is possible in real life to have a doppelganger that may not be related to you at all and look exactly like you. So having a character that might look exactly like another character in a huge year range of like 800 years, even though it's possible to be not that far a range of years, it's possible, I would say. Realistically possible to have someone to have almost identical DNA to another character. But something Symptoms just said, but probably real, yeah. Future, but not really that far, possibly 10 to 20 years. I don't know, I mean, I could see that, just because of what they're trying to do right now in the main story, with especially PvO4 kind of hinting towards the fact that they're trying to essentially, in my own little headcanon theory, building an arc, quotation marks here, and that arc is essentially leaving the planet to somewhere else better, and that's eventually comes to Endfield. So the 10 to 20 years is something I could definitely see being a realistic possibility. They did originally for 500 years, but people are saying yesterday, there's somewhere on probably the CN side of things, or I don't know where exactly. They removed the 500, but there's something that came out that was about it being 800 now. So I don't know on that specifically, until the game specifically says so, or unless it says in like somewhere around here. Technical test, speed test, gameplay 03 demo. Also, sign up if you haven't yet. Yeah, they are. But I would strongly suggest trying. I don't know if it's going to be limited or not, personally speaking. I didn't get in last time. Maybe if I get in, awesome. If not, cool. But if you're getting mind more observers, yeah. That's my thing, is like my biggest critique of the original test, the technical test, was lore. I thought with the lore was all over the place. Some specific things, I felt like they were doing it too quickly. I thought it was a double-edged sword. There are certain things that I'm like, I feel like they didn't really do a good job with. They're kind of ruining the lore of Arknights itself, the actual Arknights lore, especially with certain characters. The double-edged sword effect as well of announcing certain characters being dead that we don't even know of. It's like they were doing way too many things with the lore that I feel like them completely scrapping what they did for the test, their first tactical test, I think is a really good decision. Because there's a lot of things that I feel like they did a really bad job on when it comes to that aspect of what I've noticed. And then there are certain characters that I'm not gonna get here because I guess we would be like debating on who's dead or who's not in the main story. Because I know at certain points, I mean, this is kind of be spoiler talk, but I mean, episode 14's been out for a couple of months. Some people are saying that in episode 14, certain characters were said dead, but that didn't happen. So at this point, I can't really say for certain on certain characters like Mandragora, as an example. At that point, it's only theorized that she's dead, but there's not really hard confirmation. There's other characters in the story that are like that too, that I know people are gonna like, no, it said to die. No, I'm gonna explain this right now, because I might as well, because I think it's an important point to mention, because I know people are gonna disagree with me when I say it, for sure. I'm talking about Mesfieto, because Mesfieto was never they never said he died in the lore. Even in the Arknights wiki, if you go there right now, I even double checked this. I mean, we can do that right now. I say that. If you took everything back, they're like already planned about the lore, and if you still like Enfield lore, is just something to add up. I mean, they're changing the lore of Enfield, so I don't think that's really a fair point. Because if they're continuously changing drafts, it means that they haven't properly finished what they want to do for the lore. Which means they're gonna have to change how the lore is of the main game. For example, let me get into the Arknights wiki here, because I'm gonna make a lot of people angry with this. I've been all of the story, read up all through the story. I do not read ahead, so I don't know anything about the side story with the upcoming altar for Siege. I have not read anything with that. But I do not read the side lore that they have. So like, for example, in episode 12, you have like story. I did episode 13s, but I did not do like episode 12s or 11s. Side lore. That I like the side objectives. You get some other rewards, and then there's like a little bit of lore pieces with that. I don't read into those, aside from episode 13s. Do they mention? Yeah, right here. Yeah, this is something that's gonna piss off a lot of people. But Mesfieto is taken under Rhodes Island care after the events of Episode 8, but his ultimate fate remains unknown as of Episode 9. Hey, if you want to blame anyone, or want to point your target at something, I want to mention this. The game never mentions Mesfieto dies. So the fact that he dies in Enfield, and then they completely change the draft of Enfield's story... But also, I don't agree with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to a different tangent here. The Siege Altar event, I don't believe is the end of Victorian Arc because they've left it off open-ended. They've completely left off. They open-ended the episode 14. They're going after Thyrsis. They still have a lot to do in that location. I don't believe that's the end, especially because it seems like they're gonna continue on with Act 3. Because something that I think a lot of people forget is that the first 4 episodes of Arknights, prologue to episode 3, was with the release PV of the game. After the game released, we had the first PV, which featured episode 4 to episode 8. And then after episode 8 was finished, before they released the second act, we had Act 2, or PV03, which is based around Act 2, from episode 9 to episode 14. They did at PV04. We know for a fact that the reunion arc is not done. We have Thyrsus that is still a threat that has the shard. While we may be done possibly in that area, we still have the rebellion with Iblana and Reelington. Like, I don't know because I haven't read the Siege Altar event, but I don't believe this is the end of the Victorian War arc. Personally speaking. But maybe I'm wrong. I would have to see what the event that comes out. But I personally believe that after episode 14, the whole We Are Terra thing is essentially a war cry to bring everyone together. And that means defeating and dealing with the remaining forces of the army of Cosdale. I mean, yeah, Dublin still exists. So, I mean, there's the fact that people are thinking Ablana is going to be a playable character because they released new class. So it's like, there's still a lot to this arc left that I feel like it's not fair to say that we're done with the arc with the next side event. I personally think PV04 is pretty much the continuation of this arc, but of Act 3, which are currently at the end of Act 2, I believe. But I could be wrong too. We'll see. But anyway, the reason why I mentioned this point exactly with the wiki, you can debate on how you feel about the wiki, but I believe this is a correct statement because they never explained Mesfietto died. I believe Mesfietto's still alive. They could easily make him like the Doctor in the idea of him losing his memories, because that's what happened. When he mutated, he lost his memories. If he managed to keep him alive, I know how many people hate him, but if they make him like the Doctor and keep him in the story, I think it'd be interesting to see how his character develops. But regardless of that, I don't know, because I don't know what they want to do for Mesfietto or Mandragora. Those two specific characters is where I'm kind of mixed on what they're thinking of doing. Because a lot of people do not like Mesfietto, and the reason why I don't think Mesfietto has came back in the story yet is because people don't like Mesfietto, which is understandable, but at the same time, they had a lot of opportunities after episode 8 to do something with Mesfietto, or maybe in future arcs. But who knows? Yeah, possibility. I don't know. We still have Reunion as well, because if you remember, at the very end of episode 14, we had Chin finding a 9 as well. I want to mention that as well, for those that forgotten. So there's still a lot of things that can go down in episode 14. Oh yeah, forgot. Noel. Oh yeah, Noel. This character? Pilates. Yeah, right? No, that's Percival. What am I saying? Is this Noel? Yeah, fuck me. Fuck me. I forgot. Yeah, my bad. I knew Noel, but I thought maybe that was it, but no, I'm being stupid. But yeah. We still have Shining Nightingale storyline Victoria. Yes, that too. Which is, I like that part actually in the story of pretty much bringing in the elements of what happened in Near Light, which did happen in between the Reunion arc and the Victorian War arc. I thought that was kind of cool, because they're still alive. But the reason why I mentioned this is because I know they tried to do that. I don't think that's what... I don't know. I don't personally know. Because if they wanted to have Mesfietto die, then they should have killed him in the story. I'm being brutally honest. That is a fault of the writers, and that is something that needs to be addressed. That is me being very critical of the story. I know some people are not going to like that, but that is the truth. I know that that's a thing in the technical chest, and that's why I did not like that. I actually despise that. Affects after the story. Own story arc at the end of its own and cause something that affects the author's story. Yeah, possibility. That's a good possibility. I don't know. He could still be alive right now, but eventually die later on in some other way, which is a possibility. Like, I think we need to think more out of the box here, because it could be possible that Mesfieto didn't die, but will die before the events, or obviously way before events of Enfield. But at some point, maybe several years down the line, he's not dead. He sacrifices himself. Maybe he remembers all the bad things he did, and because of his guilt, he sacrifices himself. That is a good possible scenario to happen. I think anything could happen at this point with Mesfieto. I don't want to count him out yet of the main story, because they never officially killed him off in episode 8, and I hope they realize that. Unless translation errors, and then the whole entire rest of the world is wrong with Mesfieto. Yeah. So they could still keep the fact that Mesfieto died, but also at the same time bring him back to die, but in a better way to make him an interesting character that people will like. I honestly kind of hope that ends up happening. If they don't make him playable, cool. Maybe they'll make Tallulah playable. I don't know. That could happen. I just thought that, like, oh hey, I'll make Tallulah playable. Have Mesfieto sacrifice himself for the betterment of who knows who. I don't know. At this point, I'm just sprouting shit out of nowhere, out of my ass. At this point, it'd just be speculation of what they could do, but I think there's a lot of possibilities with Mesfieto later on. Anyway. Well, I think that's it for right now when it comes to that. I guess I gotta go over the FAQ, because I know I didn't go over this, but I talked about it a little bit. It just feels like they decided to kill her that shoots off screen because they didn't want to deal with her lore and its impact to the story. I think she was an interesting character, and I think they did her dirty. I personally think they did Mandragora's death dirty, if that was truly her death. Because they had a possibility with her being pretty much, you know, my brain's being stupid with words right now. Lord anti-leadership of royalty. And I think she could have been an interesting character that could have dealt with, or in some way dealt with, one of the lords. That would have been an interesting twist that could have happened, but that obviously didn't happen. They went with the route of them being enemies with each other, but having to work together to go against the greater evil. And then screw each other at the very end. Which was kind of what happened in episode 14 with Ablana saying, fuck you, Terrans for life. Essentially. So, yeah, Mandragora has a lot of potential, but I think they did kind of kill it off too quickly. I think I think it was a cool idea still to have her die. A good idea. Not a cool idea, but a good idea. Even to, my brain's being stupid. To Manfred. Oh, it's gonna be hard for Terran and the Draco Loyalists to work with the Aslan Loyalists. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, who knows how things would go. Like, I think we have yet to see shit go down. I mean, we saw shit go down in episode 14, but I think more shit will go down. I think the fact that both Draco Loyalists, Terran, and Blana and now Rillington working together is gonna really screw things over to the point where the Sarkez is going. The army of Sarkez. I can't even remember the group called now. I think they will hang back. Here's my future prediction. There's gonna be infighting, a civil war. Brain is being stupid with words. A civil war, in with the Victoria leaders, and that will allow the Sarkez, the army of the Sarkez leadership, to take advantage of that. And I could see them coming back at full force, or at least at 8 force, to take advantage of it. It's a good possibility. Civil War, yeah. My brain was just being stupid there. I was talking so fast. But anyway, it's just predictions, theory. Don't know that will happen, but we'll see what they do. Because the way they've been handling it, I don't know what they're gonna do for the next act. Are they gonna go to a new arc? I don't think so. We still have way too much to do in the current arc still, that I don't think, even with Siege Altar, I don't think it's finished. There's still way too much left to open that I think that I don't know how long, because I haven't read this Siege Altar event at all, but I will be for sure reading that, and then I'll decide from then how I think will happen. But I believe there's still way too much for it to just be open-ended and nothing continue on. I feel like that. I don't think Eververse gonna do that. I think they're gonna do what they did for the first arc and make it into separate acts. So that's what I'm expecting. Anyway, let's go over the beta test FAQ, because I never went over this, and I think it'd be kind of interesting for those that are wanting to sign up to listen to this. Anyway, I know a lot of other content creators went over it, so I might as well. December 14th, so today I was able to sign up for it yesterday, by the way. Just want to mention that. Anyway, but that was like time zones, I think, was the reason why I was able to. They had this sign up process earlier on, because if you were to be on the website, there'd be a sign up thing for the beta. So I was able to do that yesterday. Anyway. Click sign up on the Arknights Endfield official website, then fill out and submit the Caesar requirement recruitment survey to complete the sign up and get a chance to win access to the beta test. Unless Thyrsus lives, Amia can't retrieve the Sarkez army. If he survives, there will be another civil war between Sarkez and Amia. Yep. That's why I believe that they will probably still be fighting against the Sarkez army. And I think that will probably be what will happen in the next one, where they'll be trying to find Thyrsus. Especially with Altar. Definitely screwing things up for the Thyrsus now, because she pretty much just said, "Hey, fuckarukos, Babel is back, bitches." That's what she pretty much almost not really full for word for word, but close enough. But yeah, like. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, is that they're going to try to find Thyrsus, and then the whole civil war that's happening with the Terrans and the Dracos against the remaining Victorian armies to an extent. And Siege Altar. We'll see. Anyway, sign up on the main website. The beta test does not include any private content, and in-game progress will be retained, test server will be closed, and all data will be deleted after the test ends. Of course, this is only for PC. You have English, Japanese, Korean, traditional Chinese, and Blur Chinese, and then EA. This is the one that actually got me interested. Mandarin Chinese, English, Japanese, and Korean, so everything can be in English VA, which I'm gonna double check here. Unless I am mistaken. Yeah. So Surtur doesn't. I don't think I'll be able to. I have to say here. I won't tell you. But Surtur doesn't have an ENVA, So with a similar looking character, Laventain possibly in the future getting an English language if we can play as her, I think is very interesting. That means we essentially have a sort of EA VA before it actually happens in Arknights. Unless they're doing two separate different VAs. Unless someone can verify that Greta, or the Infield Angelina and normal Angelina have the same ENVA, unless I'm mistaken with that too. And then we could probably say that we'll probably get an Ian, my bad, what's the EA? Ian Surtur VA before we get in Arknights. Anyway, continuing on here. Okay, so I did not look at this before, but I think it's kind of funny that I'm pretty much on bar of the recommended. This is something I said when the technical test came out and they showcased the requirements. They look at accents for each character for Yen. Yeah, they probably will. We'll see though. If not, then we can just suggest to Hypergriff that, hey, bring Ian accents. He probably will. But continuing on. So I should be able to. I should be fine for my PC. Windows 10 to, excuse me, Windows 11, 64-bit, Intel Core i7-10700K or equivalent or better CPUs. There is a minimum, which is kind of nice for those that may not be as strong PCs. Recommended is a GeForce RTX 260 or equivalent or better. I think it was i7-107F Intel and an RTX 260. If I remember correctly, I put that on the stream. Anyway, I have 48 gigabytes of RAM, and you need recommended 32, minimum of 16. I always say that 16 is a nice base minimum if you're just getting started. Upgrading doesn't hurt, but I guess 32 is recommended, which is a lot of gigabytes of RAM, by the way, for a game. Maybe times are changing and we need more RAM for PC games? Anyway. Storage, 60 gigabytes and higher. I know a lot of people were looking at this and surprised that it was gonna have so much space for it. But some people were thinking that that's like almost getting the full game, which I don't believe that's the case, personally. I feel like this game's probably gonna be closer to 70 or 80 gigabytes, maybe. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe they'll shorten the space and it'll probably be like 40 when it releases. Don't know. But because of all the quality of the game and how it looks graphically, having a lot of gigabytes for it makes sense in terms of that aspect. But it also recommends SSD. Can I switch to other devices? This is the usual. No. I'm just gonna say this without reading all. No. Do not, because you avoid being able to get back into it. The fact that it also says avoid updating your device system or restoring it to factory. Hey, Windows 11 and 10, you're fucked. Oh, wait. We recommend Windows 11 and 10. Oh, shit. Think about that for a minute. The entire Arknights community and the Infield beta test gets fucked because of the Windows 10 and 11 update. Think about that for a minute. Just imagine, oh hey, a couple of days before this comes out, hey, developers, we have an update. I could see that happening. We're in the Infield beta test. Windows is like, hey, you're forced to update because of a security flaw or you're fucked. Well, every single beta tester would be fucked at that point. Because there's no way to go around it because it even says do not update the device system. Windows update? If you know how Windows is, I don't know. I mean, it's a month from now, but you never know. They could come up with an update and kind of just screw over this beta test because you're forced to update. Anyway, aside from that scenario, yeah, don't update the device. Don't restore it to factory settings. Do not engage in activity sharing or trading. Void login issues are another unnecessary losses. Can minors sign up? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that is definitely a thing to think about. But anyway, can minors sign up for the test? The test is only up to and upload to adults. Why? You see, this is something that I noticed, I just realized and I thought about. So yesterday there was the trailer, and some people were asking, you're surprised that there was cursing? Yes. So for those that don't know, or that don't read the story, every time a character has like a major burst of like a curse, they don't actually curse. They do name of race explicitive, or I can't remember what the term they say. Essentially, it's pretty much there to say, oh yeah, they're cursing, but they never say what they curse. So when in the trailer you have, I don't know if it's the song or if it's someone in the store. I can't remember. I think it's the song. There was cursing, and I was like, interesting. That's not usually what they do. They don't usually have cursing. They may have like shit or can't remember what the other one was. I think bitch was in there too, maybe. But they don't go like full hardcore cursing like the F word, as an example. And that's when I come to this, and I'm like, is that why? Is that actual like cursing in the game? I know with China, they're kinda, they might have rules with that. I don't know if that's the case. But that's my only reason why that I think that minors cannot sign up for this, is that there's cursing in it. It could also be because of China, but that is my theory. This is only open up to adults. If you're a minor under the law of your country or region, you're not eligible for this test access. If the age information provided in the survey is found to be false, your test access will be canceled. I love this, by the way. I love that minors can't play. Why? Is this game actually going to be like more adult oriented? I mean, yes, there is some like risky clothing. Because here's the thing, I want to also mention too that there is like more revealing clothing from like the artwork with Surtur. You had the bunny and cactus girl. I mean, there might be more fan service in this game, but I don't know if that's specifically reason why minors can't sign up. I know this is the one thing that I don't understand why they don't allow minors. Like, it's weird. It's weird. Also, I don't know what happened to the other comment. I don't know if YouTube deleted it. I don't know. I'm sorry, Propeller, if YouTube decided to be stupid on you. I didn't touch anything with that unless you delete it on your own accord. But anyway, yeah. Well, that's just a oddity. We'll continue on here. Oh wait, does it say? Okay. I think it's just to scroll down. Okay, FAQ, can you live stream? Short answer, yes. You can live stream or make videos for this game, for this beta test. Can I live stream the game or share clips, screen recordings, or screenshots of the game's content on social media platforms? We do not impose strict restrictions on appropriate sharing and discussion about the game's content. However, please be aware that the test used in work-in-progress game building does not represent the final quality of the game. Yeah, okay. Alright, come back to the FAQ here. So what they're saying is you can't bitch, moan, and groan that the game looks bad because it's work in progress. That's my thought process. So even though I think the game, like the gameplay showcase they showed looked good, there's probably going to be some flaws, and I will expect people to nitpick on those. But I think this scenario, we'll see. Something to do with the rating boards? I don't know. Maybe. I don't. It could be. Honestly, the whole minors thing could also be because you have to. They probably want to call people to see what they think of the thing in person, like an interview. That's a possibility. Anyway, so yeah, live stream. Interesting that you can just stream it or video record it, like the last one with the technical test. But they also mentioned that it's a work in progress, so. Where should I go if I have any other questions? They say to contact them through the official website, as they mentioned down below here. Or at there's something at like the bottom of the page they say to contact us, which it's not at here at the bottom of the page, but probably on the main website. Anyway, additional notes. This is something I've seen not many people really go over, but I'll go over this as well. This test uses a work-in-progress game build that includes placeholder content. Exclusive to the test as such, the test version may differ significantly from the launch version in terms of content, stats, story, setting, visuals, controller compatibility, etc., and does not represent the final quality of the game. I think this is interesting because it also mentions the fact that they say story. I don't think we should have what we know so far definitive yet. I think we will have to wait for the game to release, then be like, okay, this is what they're gonna do for war. I think we're kind of in agreement with that, but just in case, that's what I'm gonna do. Number 2. The test access is only valid for the upcoming beta test and will not carry over to future tests. 3. Transferring or selling the game installation pack or test accounts is strictly forbidden and will result in the cancellation of test access once discovered. Now, could this happen? Someone could do this, sure. Will it happen? Probably. Knowing the internet, if this was like important enough, I could see someone find a way to they'll probably sacrifice themselves, but they'll be able to keep all of the data for themselves for future case stuff, maybe for game preservation. I could see someone doing it for game preservation, but again, could you really say this beta test as a game preservation to keep it, keep the data in some way, shape, or form, with the game installation pack? I don't think so, but anyway, I think that's something to know. 4. Depending upon the actual situation, we may issue additional test access during the test period to administrators who signed up or were not selected. I think this is an interesting thing to note because they did this last time, and it was mostly content creators. I'm gonna say this right now, it was mostly content creators. They knew what they were doing. They wanted to kind of get eyes on the game more than people to play that weren't content creators. And I'm mixed about it because I'm a content creator, but I'm not considered a content creator under what they deem at that point when they did the technical test as a content creator version or content creator access. Even though I've been streaming the game for over 4 years. I'm not gonna rant here about what is considered a content creator or not for a game because I would roast most game companies nowadays, especially Yostar and Hypergriff on that, and I know a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with me. So I've been very open against the idea of numbers considering as a content creator for a game, and to be based around how long have you been, if you're doing content for the game, and how long. I am kind of ranting about it, but I think it is important to note that there's better ways to go about it than numbers. Especially if I'm a rant here with Yostar. I in the belief that if you want to build up the community, you shouldn't be just doing it with numbers. You should be getting people that are interesting, that don't have the numbers or the people watching them, and have them out by bringing them into the content creation program and giving them pointers and tips and all that stuff. That's my belief, but Yostar doesn't do that. So it's up to you on how you feel about that scenario. I know I just kind of ranted on that, but I feel like that's something I noticed in the last technical test that I wanted to bring up. So I don't know what they're doing it this time around, if it's just going to be everyone all free-for-all style, which I hope they do instead. Just because I don't think I understand if they went the route of content creators because I would get eyes on the game. Understandable. But I feel like they way too much prioritized content creators over everyone else. And for me, for someone who easily found that out, and something that was easy to see, I think probably put a bad taste in people's mouths. Maybe not everyone, but I think that's just something to take note of. We'll see what they do. I hope it's not too limited, because I would like to play it. I would actually like to get an opinion on the gameplay. This is something that I've been very, 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 very vocal of when it comes to the original technical test. It's like, I can't really give a fair opinion on something if I don't try it myself. And I didn't get the chance to play it, so I can't give a fair opinion. And at the very beginning of the stream, I was very apparent on the gameplay and how it looks better now, but I originally had the opinion that it looked really bad. I think it looked generic. The combat looked generic. Not like the factory thing, but I think the original techno test combat looked generic, mobile game generic. I think it looks better, but I think it also still needs improvement from what I've seen, but I haven't played it, so maybe I'll have a different opinion when I actually get the chance to play it. This is something I was very vocal on the last trailer of as well as a point, but anyway. Okay. Well, at this point, I could talk on and on, but I think we probably should wrap it up here. We went over the Arknights trailer, we talked a little bit about specific stuff, especially with lore. We went over the operators. I think it's interesting what they're kind of doing here. We're gonna have to see what the main game comes out, what that entails in terms of lore and story, and how I'm curious to see who gets in, and if I get in, I'm genuinely gonna be interested to see how the gameplay is. Because again, I haven't gotten the chance to play it, and granted it's the beta, so anything could change from then on. But overall, when it comes to both the trailer here and through the gameplay they showed, I think they worked a lot harder on it. Both the trailer and the gameplay shown looked a lot better in terms of like quality, especially with the gameplays. I did see a bit of the technical test gameplay, and I personally think that the gameplay from this was better, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for me saying that, okay? I know, like I say that, nothing more to note with that. Regardless, when it comes to future videos, for those that don't know right now, currently I'm releasing several OST tracks that I extended for a game that I have no parts of. I have not made or done anything for the game. This is the game I played on console that I really like the OST. I wanted to extend it, and not all the OST is on YouTube nor extended. It's not a really popular game. It's pretty much, it's called Ultra Hat Dimension. I am releasing each of the stages extended for 10 minutes onto YouTube. 2 of them have already been on YouTube already, stage 1 and stage 2. I'm releasing the other 3 pretty much a daily, pretty much. I have it scheduled so it automatically does it. And I'll be putting it into a playlist later on. And Path of Life stages. I have already streamed both normal and EX, no 6 stars. I did go back into EX-8 challenge mode with 6 stars, 2 6 stars, 3 6 stars only, before anyone else posted theirs. So for example, some people did like Kelsey, Rizdale, and I can't remember who else. I can't remember exactly. But I ended up doing it with Ling, Rizdale, of course, and Logos S3 as an example. Anyway, those will be up in the near future. I do have them on YouTube. I just have to do thumbnails, YouTube backend stuff, and after the OSTs have been released, I will be putting them up onto YouTube scheduling. I don't know how it's going to be, but we'll see. A couple of days from now should be the skin collab. The certain specific skin collab that I've been waiting on, that has supposedly at this point been confirmed on the GP side of things. Yes. And I have got a specific t-shirts ready for this collab that I bought around like about over 6 months ago. No, it's not 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago. Holy shit. So yeah, I have this t-shirt ready and waiting for when that collab comes out. I'm talking about the Hello Kitty collab. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. I will say this. I don't know much about Hello Kitty. I'm not that crazy of a fan. But I was like, fuck it. I'll get a t-shirt. When the game collab comes out, I'll wear a Hello Kitty t-shirt. And that is what I'm gonna do. And I will be grabbing the skins because I think some of the skins were pretty good. Anyway, that I think wraps up about in terms of future update stuff. Other streams, no clue. As I always say in Discord, I will let you guys know, as always, what I decide to do next. As I already said, on Discord. I don't do it on Twitter or any other platform. Granted, I know for some people that like Twitter or something like that, but for me, I am a Discord. I like Discord. I think Discord is just a lot better because it's more, it is a bit more enclosed, which could be a bad thing, but overall it is easier to get info out to you guys that are interested in continuing to watch whatever I do next. Anyway, I am going to end the stream off here. Obviously I've already kind of been, but as always, if you guys did enjoy today's live stream, make sure to really like, subscribe, /follow. In the description below should be a link to Discord if you want to go check it out. Aside from that, good luck on your summons, good luck on your Shine 19, be safe and be healthy, and I, Slickman11, will see you all in another live stream, or possibly video at a later date. And until then, peace.